Hi and welcome to this video on searching in our latest academic database, SCOPUS. SCOPUS is a vast online database that acts like a powerful search engine for academic papers, helping you find a full range of information. It is heavily used by students, your tutors, and researchers in the fields you are studying, and is a great place to start any academic information search. But before you even think of opening SCOPUS, you need to think about what you want to search and break down that information need. There's plenty of guidance for this available, or you can book a one-to-one with us if you need more tailored research guidance. This session then assumes that you understand the basics of searching for information. Don't worry if you don't, just contact us and we can guide you through it. For example, if you are unsure how to create your search strings, come and work with us, or explore some of the strategic searching sessions, in particular S1 and S3, before perhaps looking at this session in order to get the most out of it. This hands-on session will equip you with essential database searching techniques using SCOPUS, one of the world's largest abstract and citation databases. By following this guidance along with the video, you will develop the confidence and competence to conduct systematic literature searches for your academic work. You can pause this video now and make a start by opening SCOPUS from the database page of the library catalogue. You might like to create a free personal account using your Harper email. You will need to do this if you want to create search alerts, follow key authors, or make use of their lists feature, all of which will be useful, especially with final year dissertations or large research projects. It's best not to use natural language, but to use search strings that instead make use of the Boolean operators understood by the search engines. Go straight to Advanced Document Search if you already have a search string generated. Every search engine will use the commands you have provided to select items that fit your information need in some way. It is your job to refine and evaluate them as to their suitability. This is all dependent on how many returns you are getting. For example, if you're not getting a lot of material, then there is no need to prioritize those written within the last 5 years, for example. If you do use filters, it's interesting to see how the search string is updated live. Your results will be automatically displayed in SCOPUS with the newest first, but you can change this by altering the sort by data. In this example, I have used filters to reduce my returns from 426 to 231. You can see from the end of my search string that I am now only looking at articles published since 2020 and only articles written in English. There are a few things you can see on this screenshot that may be of interest to you. The first thing you'll notice is the pre-print section. SCOPUS provides you with access to papers that are still in the process of being peer-reviewed. You can cite pre-publication articles. Cite them Right has guidance on how to do this, and it's great to remain so current in your research. The second thing I like is the ability to read the abstract without having to open the full paper. If you like the sound of the title, you can click to read the abstract and to find out more. You can also look at the whole list with each abstract showing, but this does make for quite repetitive scrolling down the page. The other thing I love is the Search Within Results feature. This will run an additional search just in the returns you have listed. For example, you might want to look exclusively at studies dealing with qualitative research, or in this case, those papers involving trees. Presumably, what you are left with meets your exclusion and inclusion criteria and answers your information need in some way. Because of this, it might be an idea to set up a search alert right now. Search alerts are a great thing to set up early on in your research. The database will then periodically run your search for you and send you details of new publications that match your information need. Now you need to start your evaluation process and begin tracking the papers you wish to include in your assignment or research. If you're unsure how to make this type of evaluative decision, we can offer help, so don't worry. But if you are confident, as you go through them, scanning and reading the abstracts, save them to your own list, in readiness for deeper reading and consideration at a later stage. This is done by ticking the boxes next to the articles you want to explore in more detail, and then clicking on the ellipsis, the 3 dots More option, and in the drop-down shown on screen, selecting Save to List. If you haven't already made a personal account, it will prompt you to do so now. You'll then be given the opportunity to create a new list or save to an existing one. As in most academic databases, you can explore citation paths to find additional resources on similar themes. In this view, I have amended the sort by data to pull the papers that have been cited the most since their original publication. There are several ways you can explore in this way. You can look at the far right column to view those papers and their related articles one at a time. Or you can go back to the ellipsis More and select View Cited By, choosing how many articles you want to include. But be careful, from this list there are 7,620 documents to look through. However, you can still utilize the Search Within Results feature, so it could be useful to you. Or you can view citations as an overview, deciding if to explore all the returns in one go or just the few that you select. By the way, if you tick a range of returns in any of the previous screens, as you did when adding to your list, the system will only explore citations related to those highlighted articles. However, in this instance, I included all 426 returns here, and we can see immediately that this conversation is current and growing in popularity. If you scroll down in that view, you can see the same data in table form. This first page is dealing with articles published in 2025, and I can see that number 18 has been cited far more than any of the others. I can click on the number 14, which will return a list of all the papers that have cited that original article. Exploring citation paths in this way is a surefire way to make sure that you are accessing the most up-to-date research in your area, as well as being able to understand how the conversation is developing. Just for a second, let's remember the list we created earlier. The reason I set it up earlier is so that when I am exploring the returns and citations, if I come across any additional articles that I want to explore further, I can add them to that list. SCOPUS will also analyse, with an American Z, your results for you. This page breaks things down. The first graphic shows how the topic is, in this case, gaining interest. It's a really hot topic. It allows you to select and look at various aspects of the returns your search has generated. Here, for example, we can see that research in this area is most popular in China. We could also click onto the UK to find only papers published by this country. Remember that list that we created earlier and that we added to when we were exploring citation paths? We access it from our initials in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Go to it now and we'll start thinking about the second stage of evaluation. You can, of course, continue to edit in this screen by selecting, by clicking, and then deleting the item if you no longer wanted to include it in those papers that you're considering. This is the stage that takes the most time, going through this shortlist and reading them in more detail, deciding what to retain and what to bin. There will be all kinds of considerations here, depending on your need and how much material is available to you. If you are stuck at this stage, do reach out to your librarians to help. We can look at this with you on a one-to-one basis and discuss your needs and where you want to go. SCOPUS has a great feature from this reading list of yours. You can select all the items and export them. You can decide what information to export and how you want to export it. For example, you might want to export it straight into RefWorks, in which case you would select the RIS format. But today, we're still at our evaluation and reading stage, so I don't think I'm ready for that yet. Instead, I'm going to export it to an Excel spreadsheet. We now have a great list of all the articles on the list with their DOIs and URLs so that I can go to them straight away with dates, volumes and issue numbers all ready for creating references as well. I've even got the abstracts in there to help me recall what each one covers. Of course, because it's an Excel sheet, you can add columns at the end, your own notes for example. This will help you recall what you thought the paper might be useful for or what limitations it might have. I find that a column in which I record the methodology is useful too. You might rate the articles as to how useful they are or colour code them. If there are any articles that you now decide to bin, you can delete them from here, but you might also want to delete them from your own list. Take time to have a look at one of our sessions on how to track your reading and compare the spreadsheet there with this and how you could perhaps use it to help you synthesize what you're reading a bit better. There's one more thing that I wanted to show you on Scopus. I'm back on my saved list here. I've selected all to highlight each item, but this time I'm going to select download. You don't need to be in Chrome to do this. Follow the instructions to get the extension added to your browser of choice. You can then bulk download the articles themselves, which is great if, like me, you use NVivo for thematic analysis ahead of writing your literature reviews. But that's another video altogether, and one that you're more than welcome to access or contact me and discuss. That's it then. I hope you found it useful. Scopus is fantastic, but any additional help you need, do reach out to your library staff. Before you go, please take a moment to provide us with some feedback on what you thought about this session. The feedback is anonymous and it's really helpful to us. There's plenty of help available to you from the library team, regardless of what stage of your study or research you are at. A good place to start is the Library Support Learning Hub page, available from the top ribbon with the drop-down under Student Information. Our dedicated Learning Hub page will provide you with a selection of self-guided videos or online lessons to help you improve your information literacy. And remember to keep an eye out for drop-in sessions throughout the year. But if you prefer a more personal touch, or if you're unsure as to what help you might need, then you can get in touch with us in various ways. Either way, we're here to help you get the most out of the resources curated for you in the library and to give you the best possible chances to succeed in your studies and your research endeavours. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.